What is going on? What is going on? What is going on, party people? It's your boy, Coach D Brown, former big leaguer, former first round pick with the Kansas City Royals. Give me all this knowledge that I can in youth baseball space, helping kids maximum exposure in and around in the country, and helping kids get into school. Holler at me if you need me. Speaking of exposure, May 22nd, South Florida. We are coming to Pompano Beach, Florida. Make sure you are there. Any 2025s all the way up to 2021s or 2121s all the way down to 2025s, however you want to say it. On the flip side, we're locking down Houston, Texas. We are coming to Houston, Texas, May 29th. I got the field. I'll give you access. It's supposed to be a really nice high school field in Houston, Texas. I know last week I was saying I didn't know if I was going to get to Houston, but we're going to make it happen May 29th. I will have the link and everything up once everything is kind of solidified over there. So my Houston people, stand up. June 2nd, we coming out to Little Rock. So, man, we got a nice ain't going to be too nice, man. A lot of traveling and everything going on in that little time frame, man. But, watch out and for the links and all of that. Right now, as you can see, the South Florida showcase is up and running. All right. So right now it's just me. I'm waiting on my boy. Javier, what's up? You know, my boy Vic is traveling from Florida, visiting his son. So we wanted to make sure that he has a good connection. So he is here. I just want to make sure that you guys will be able to hear him. So we got a very dope interview today. We're going to hit some, we're going to hit hard with this topic, man. My boy Vic, I know he the veteran of this damn show. This is the third or fourth time coming on this damn thing, man. So he always tears, just brings the house down when we talk, man, because that's somebody, again, fourth round pick out of high school, went back to college, coached at college, runs his own travel ball program, helped his own boy get into Georgia Tech and get drafted. All right. So, from gamut of professional ball all the way down to youth baseball and everything in between, he knows it, done it, been there, done it. And then on this topic, man, we're going to hit extremely hard on this topic of development or winning. All right. What is the difference? And what do you parents want? All right, we're gonna hit this topic extremely hard, man, because everybody talk it. All right, but I know from this from my personal experience, and I know my boy Vic has been through it a lot, man. So, listen, yeah, Herman, yeah, no doubt, man. Can't wait to see you guys down in H-Town. We're gonna make that happen. All right, so I'll have the link up in the next week or two, and development 100%, Eric. All right, I'm good. I'm glad everybody listening in. So share this and tag this because we're about to get real. I'm hoping my boy ain't gonna have no problems with the connection. Just 5 minutes or less, he'll be on. He is here. I just, he's driving. He's driving in from Florida, coming up to Georgia. So he's down there visiting his son. So we're going to be here. So let me just give a little shout out to everybody listening in to the different pages and everything. Share this. Javier in Florida. What's up, Javier? Hope I can see you guys down there next month. All right. What's up, B Hall? Michael Butler was good. Brandon, what's up? Brandon Williams Jansen was good. Herman was good. All right. Eric was good out there in Texas. Yamina, what's up in Arkansas? All right. Keith, what's going on? ATL in the house. All right. Charlie was good. I love everybody saying, whoa, we got Darson Murphy from Nova Scotia, Canada. Welcome, Darson. I haven't seen, you on here before, so good, man. Welcome, all right. Lawrence, yeah, he was on IG watching BP this morning. All right, Lawrence, all right. Manny in Texas was good, all right. So, we good. Development, right. I love it, man. Yo, we gonna hit that topic because I know everybody, everybody says development. I get it. Everybody want to say this development stuff. But I'm gonna hit it. It's the reason why I put development winning, because I know what all parents tell me. All right. And we're gonna talk about this, but all parents tell me development, right? But then when it gets down to it, and I'm gonna wait till my boy get there. He driving. I could tell right now that he gonna pull over and holler at me right now. So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna just wait a little bit longer until we're gonna wait a little bit longer to get him on hand, and we're gonna go. All right. So let me see if you're ready. So all right, cool. I'm gonna bring my boy in. All right. Then they go chase those rings. Right, Eric. Thank you. Right. It's facts. So here we go. All right. Without further ado, my boy Victor Radcliff
Yo,
is
I
in
can't
the
hear you.
building. All right? Yeah, ask for him. You know what I'm saying?
I can't hear
Yeah.
you.
Take the earphones off, man.
I can't hear you. Hold on.
You might have to take those earphones off. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? What up, Jax? What's going on? This is gonna be good, man. Jax, Rodney, what's up, Pablo in Louisiana? All right. I guarantee. I bet you got them damn Bluetooth on. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. I know he can't hear me. So give me a minute, guys. We're gonna get this right. All right. So
Um,
can you hear me? Because I can hear you. All right. There you go. All right. We're getting back on. But yeah, I love everybody saying, development, development. All right. So, um, I'm gonna just he'll be back on. Just give me a minute. He's driving, and you know, we'll get this thing rolling. Let me see here. So shout out to everybody listening in, man. I definitely want to hit this topic, man, and go, man. I just want to make sure my boy is here. So let me see.
I'm good. I'm good.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now we good. Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. All right. So like I said, my boy is come highly recommended. All right. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to hear from my boy Vic, so I had to bring him back on. You know what I'm saying? So I know that you've been coaching in the youth space all the way up to college, all the way down, and I know you've been hearing it a lot more and a lot longer about development. But in your experience in this, Vic, obviously, what's more important, and then let's talk some real shit about, what I'm saying, like how this goes down, right? So, all right, so what's more important right now? Is it development or winning baseball? Please.
Can you hear me? I don't want no
Yes, I can.
interruptions.
Yeah, you good, man.
Let me know at any point if I have some pauses and things like that, because I am in the car and I am in some little whatever town this is, just inside the Georgia Florida border. So I don't even know where I'm at. I'm near Valdosta somewhere, but I see that I have some 5G, so it'd be
Okay.
pretty good. But just like when you told me about this topic the other day, man, I am so happy to contribute to this conversation because, all right, so I live in Atlanta, and I think that, if your users who have been on with me for any other time know that where I'm at and what I'm doing, where I was, where I am now, and my main thing is the development side, right? And I love winning, D. Come on now, come on. As professional athletes, people who have played baseball or even played athletics or whatever at the highest level, we understand that you have to be a lion at all times, right? You're ready to fight, right? You're ready to kill. Like that's why professional athletes don't shake hands. Baseball players, anyway, we don't shake hands after games because there is somebody, there is somebody that you want to fight on the other team just because you don't like the way he looks, right? So I'm saying all this to say that I love winning, but when it comes to this baseball thing and in the development of your kids, when it comes to baseball, um, winning is secondary. And I've had people who have taken a look at the organizations that I've been involved with, and they made decisions to go play someplace else because that team or that organization has had a team in their organization that won a major tournament or something. Not even at their age group. They just care that a team in that organization won a major tournament, so we're going to go play over there, assuming that all the coaches there will help my son get to a level where he can win like that too. And that is not the case. So, all right, what else you want me to say about that? That's where I'm at with that development thing. So, let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Yeah. So this is my issue. The reason I brought this up, right? Because my experience with this is every parent I know, oh, development, right? You and I both know that. I mean, me personally, I rather, let's just say I have a AAA level team. You know what I'm saying? AAA level team. I rather play 500 baseball in major ball. Sometimes we're gonna get our butts beat. You know what I'm saying? Hardcore. And other times gonna be some close games, but we're gonna play hover around 500. I believe at that level, I believe at that playing level, it's better than playing 700-800 ball in AAA to me, right? But then I always got caught up with certain age group parents. It's cool when we win those games, but those 13-1 beat downs, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And the parents is hooting and hollering, but just a month or two earlier, right? They was all for, you know what I'm saying, development and playing at the higher level and working, right?
Right.
Can you please tell parents or just, let's just talk ball about you can get your butt beat, but there could be some progression happen why you getting your ass kicked. You know what I'm saying? And just like you could beat whack ass teams a lot. I'm sorry, I'm cursing and stuff, but you could beat, some bad teams. You walk away, you don't want 13-1, you feeling all good, but there's a such thing as ugly wins and good losses. You know what I'm saying? So can you harp on something like that, Vic, about these parents that, come and start with the whole, oh yeah, we want to play the best schedule and yeah, we all about development until they start getting beat down.
Well, you're listen, man. You barking up the right tree, D. And I appreciate coming on your show and talking because I know we're gonna keep it real. And I don't mind you saying whack ass, okay? Because I think that the people who are listening to this understand what that means. Like you really, okay. So all right, let me give you a good example. So I have two 12-year-old baseball teams. One is we can compete at the major level. We are a AAA team, I think, overall. When you start getting to a major level team, that means you have about 4 or 5 or more arms that you can legitimately compete with, right? When you're playing major baseball, it ain't even about your hitters. When you have about 5 legit arms, you can compete with anyone on the major level because good pitching is going to squash that superior hitting every day, right? I'm telling you. So anyway, so at the beginning of the year, so my team that I am the head coach of, we have some really good players with really high ceilings on my team, but we are not a fully, how do I put it? A full major team yet. All right. So we played Grand Slam tournament. I got to go ahead and throw names out. Grand Slam puts on good tournaments and they have some good competition. However, when we go in these tournaments against these other AAA teams, we can win championships 13-1. And while that's not fun though, right? It's not fun and when I say it's not fun, I really mean it's not fun to go beat up on whack ass teams. And I'm not trying to put any team down. What I'm just saying is if we're trying to do this development thing, it's good when you're playing against competition where the games are 3-2, 4-2, sometimes 4-1. But giving up 8 runs, 9, 10 runs in a game, that's not baseball. That's not real baseball. And it happens sometimes at the big league level, yes. But the kind of games where the managing comes into play and the strategy of who we're going to put in right here, who needs to be playing this position and stuff like that, that stuff comes into play when you're playing against a 4-2 baseball game at 12 years old, because you got to make all the plays, right? Routine plays need to be made. And the reason why I said we're not completely major teams is because we don't make every routine play. Sometimes I'm holding my breath on that kid fielding the ball and making the throw over the other side of the field, or a fly ball on the infield right there behind first baseman. Is that ball going to be caught? No doubt. Like, we don't have it. We're not there yet. I got the kids that are able to do it. Eventually, confidently, they'll be able to get there. And it's all about their confidence. I'm telling you right now, a lot of stuff that the big difference between major and AAA is confidence in your ability. And so we have a lot of kids who are, man, I'm telling you, their ceilings are high, but they just don't have that confidence yet that makes them run full speed or anticipate that ball coming off the bat, knowing it's going to come to them to go make that play. Combination of that confidence on defense and those pitchers that can go out and shut that down. But that winning thing, man, I don't want to play. When you're talking about you want kids, and also let me just say this. So until this past weekend, we were 0 for our record in major tournaments was 0-5-1, right? So everybody was like, yeah, we want to go play in perfect game. And I was like, well, we weren't 0-5-1 in major tournaments. We were 0-5-1 in perfect game tournaments. We competed pretty well in a PBR tournament a couple weeks ago. So we did win our first 2 major games a couple weeks ago, but I still had that fat goose egg on my team in perfect game tournaments. And I was like, man, and I told my boys, I said, look here, fellas, because we had a bad inning one day in a game that we competed real well in, and we should have won again, because all those games, all but 2 of our perfect game tournaments, we should have won because we had the lead in the last inning, but for whatever reason, we had mental breakdown, too many errors, couldn't throw strikes, didn't get it done. We played against 2 teams, though. I'm not going to list their names, but these teams were bigger, faster, and stronger than us in every position, right? At the same age group. And then I did hear some murmurs of parents talking about, well, why are they even playing at this level? Because they're 12, and this is their level. We need to come up to their level. They ain't got to go play in another 13-year-old tournament just because, so they don't whoop our ass, right? But when you got these teams that have these elite level year-old kids at that particular age, where the 12-year-old got some hair growing out of his chin and the base paths are only 70 feet long and he's faster than the ball. At that age, he's faster than the ball, and he's bigger than your kid, and he throws hard, right? So I call that an elite level, elite major kid, not just a major, but an elite major kid because of his size and the speed and the arm strength, right? And when you got a whole team of those, we played against a team that had a whole team of those, and of course, we had some innings where I don't even know how we even got an out, right? The kids are so fast that he hit a ground ball to second base and beat it out. Or just, you know what I'm saying? The field just is not big enough anyhow.
Right.
Yeah, but and then so nobody's having fun when you're getting your ass whooped like that. Vice versa, if you're going through these other tournaments and you're the one doing that ass whooping like that against a team, that's not fun at that point.
It's not. It's really not.
It's not
fun. And
so
I think sometimes parents get that forced feeling of like they doing something and the team is winning, but you and I, we could very easily see from a talent level standpoint, like these kids didn't get no better today, even though, because you got to learn how to win, you know what I'm saying? No doubt about it. But again, if you're playing against, lesser talent, and you whip their ass, and I say this, and I say this with all, and I've said this before, and I was dealing with Carrington with tennis, but it goes to baseball, all sports, all right. And this is a coaching thing too, but from a player standpoint, and the parents is listening in, we're gonna talk winning and development, we're gonna talk all of these things here and there, but bottom line, if you are the one that's doing the ass kicking, if you play down to the competition, all right, you're doing that team a disservice, okay, by playing down to that competition, all right? You, just like my boy Vic just said, he playing against kids that ground ball to second base getting beat, and he don't know how he getting outs, but they are doing they will be doing himself a disservice of letting up the gas, not playing extremely hard, giving the kid, the Vic's kid or whoever team they playing, a false reality of they're better than what they are. If you are extremely better than that team, then they deserve an ass kicking. You know what I'm saying? You need to do them that favor of saying, yo, this is where you need to be. You know what I'm saying? And give them that ass kicking that they need. My teams, I can't stand it because I understand they're 13, 14, 15. Hell, the Patriots sometimes play down to competition sometimes, but you know, just understand that aspect of it too. I'm not here to bash nobody, you know what I'm saying, being like, you know, don't kick somebody ass if you way better and all of that, and it's not a good win and all of that. But if you go out there and beat their ass down like you supposed to and get out of there, yeah, you know, you don't really learn nothing except for you handled your business. You know, Vic, am I right on that, man?
Yeah, that's exactly right. When you know, it's crazy. I observe baseball players when we go out and play games, and I'm looking because it's hard to see how good a team is in baseball just by watching them walk onto the field, because you can't see who got a cannon on their shoulder. You can't see who's fast. You can't see who has power in their bat and things like that. Just by you could, you know, there's some big kids that throw the ball soft, right? There's some, but then there's some that are fast as a deer, right? But you can't really tell. So, you know, we beat a team last week that when I looked out at them, I was like, man, they look. I mean, just by the way that they played catch, I was like, man, we're gonna beat them because I was pitching one of my better pitches, and I was like, man, I don't want to waste my pitching on this team. Then all of a sudden, I was like, whoa, wait a minute, we got ourselves a game here, right? Because they ended up being pretty good, and it was a good game. But yeah, I don't want to have my kids in a situation where they're just blowing everybody out. That's not development of baseball, because I keep a notepad and things like that, you know, of what we did and stuff we got to talk about, and this is what we got to work on in the next practice and all. But nothing really magnifies things like when you're in a tight game and mistakes are made, because what kids have to learn mostly is how to focus, because they all can just play catch with one another right before the game. But are they able to catch a ball that's on the way to them while somebody's trying to slide into the bag? And can they also know that there's a base runner that's on that base behind me and be able to know what I should do with this ball if I come up, you know, if that guy keeps on running, right? So those are the kind of things I like when you're playing against teams where kids take extra bases because of another team not hustling or not knowing what they're doing and things like that. Because if you're on a team where a team takes advantage of you like that, then like if I'm an outfielder that just lollygags the ball in and somebody takes two on me when it should have just been a single, then I learned something just now, and I'm not gonna let that happen again, right? But
and the team sees that too. Your team sees that too. Like, man, I could do that next time I see an outfielder if they're intuitive of what's going on in the game. Keep going.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Right. No. That's it. It's like, you know, baseball is also a game of experiences, and how you get better at is this. If when you fail, like I'm fine with the failures as long as you're learning from them. Don't let it happen again. I need you to know how to go full speed, and that's why I get after kids in practice so hard. Like I get after them hard in practice just because I want the game to be an easier situation for them. Because when you get in a game, that's like the test. I don't do a whole bunch of hooping and hollering during the game. I'm not going to do it because I get after you in practice, and I expect you to be able to go out and do it in the game. If it happens in the game, I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just writing it down like, I'm not getting right. I mean, that's the difference between coaches who understand, though. You hear, now I do, and you heard this before, you probably coached against some other coaches that be getting after kids after they make the play. You know he messed up. You ain't got to run out the dugout, embarrass the kid anymore. Come on. You know, like a coach that's telling the kid, just throw strikes. What do you think he's trying to do, coach?
Right.
Oh, man, I sit on my bucket and I laugh a lot of times at these coaches who be out there with their freaking cargo shorts. So, I ain't trying to hurt nobody's feelings. I know we probably got somebody listening right now. Dude, we lost against a team, and the team was good, but the freaking coaches had on jeans, dude. Jeans, flip-flaps. I'm like, how Are we losing?
Right. You don't want to lose to nobody like that. You don't want to lose to no. You don't mind taking the L's, but damn, to somebody, a coach over there with jeans and a wallet taking out the jeans, hell nah. Hey, I know all too well, man. Oh man, I know. My boy Jim says parents talk out of both sides of their mouth. They all say they want development, but jump the team if you're not collecting rings. Hey, you got something there, man. All right. George says, I love playing against stronger, better teams. Make your kids work harder. All right. Yamina says, Vic, how do parents hinder their child's development?
Okay. When parents tell their kids it wasn't your fault, it wasn't their fault when they made a mistake, that's hindering your kid. When you're talking about how your coach made a bad decision, that's hindering your kid. When you don't make your kid go out and work and you let them eat Skittles and all kind of bull like that before the game, that's hindering your kid. If you don't let them know that they're like hard work pays off, you can't just expect that just because you show up, you're going to be good. That's hurting your kid. If you're putting your kid in a league or on a team where he is just everybody relying on him to get the job done, like it's just him then a bunch of clowns, that's hindering your kid because it's putting a lot of extra pressure on him to think that if I don't get it done, that's the only way we're going to be able to win. Well, that kid don't want that kind of pressure. Baseball already has pressure on it just by itself. He don't need everybody relying on him to get a job done. Now, some kids that might thrive in that environment, but that's not making him better. If your kid is just head and shoulders the best player on his team and everybody got to depend on him to get it done, then that's holding him back also.
Facts. Jay Meyer, good question, Yamina. Jay Meyer says, would you rather have a good mixture of different level games or play all high level games?
Yeah, I want to have a different level, coaches, I want you to hear me on this. So we started out, so we played nothing but major tournaments in the fall, and man, we learned a lot because we competed in all of those games except those two that we just got steamrolled. But all those other games we competed in very well. So it let me know we can play at this level. So in the spring, what I decided to do was I lined up 3 AAA tournaments for us to play in. And really they were open tournaments. So it was AA and AAA tournament teams in there. So we lost the first tournament in the championship. We won the next 2 championships, right? And that third one we won 13-1, like 11-1 in the championship game. I was like, man, all right. Here's what happened though. In those 3 tournaments, our kids saw a lot of stuff that they're capable of doing. So I believe that you shouldn't always beat kids down. It used to trouble me when I would hear about dads talking about, yeah, he's too good, I got to play him up. I ain't never played Barron up. I never made Barron play up another level, even though he was one of the bigger kids, one of the stronger kids, one of the fastest kids, one of the kids that throw the hardest. But we were always in a competitive group. I didn't feel like we needed, like if he was on a team where he was just head and shoulders better than everybody else, I would have had to look for a better situation for him. Not that I needed to put him, like if he was 12, he didn't need to play with 13 or 14-year-olds. I just needed him to be with a bunch of other competitive 12-year-olds. That's how that should go. You should not be looking for a higher level, a higher age group for him to play in. That's because confidence is what matters in baseball. It matters about your confidence. So that's what happened with our team, is that we put them in tournaments where they were going to be able to have the opportunity to have some big time success. Because once they see what they're capable of doing, now you go put them in a higher level tournament and they expect themselves to be able to have that level of success also. So it makes them better players. So I do agree. That was a good question right there, Jason. You should not just play higher level tournament. You should play, and I'm not saying go and, what they call ring searching tournaments or take your elite team and go beat up on teams. That's not what this is about. This is about finding, a closer match for your kids to play on, and then let them see a level of success. I don't mind them winning I don't mind the run rule games from time to time, as long as they go out and do what they're supposed to do. Now, if they go out and play a lower level team and they get beat, or they let that other team hang around because they're not really into it, I always make sure my kids I'm like, hey man, listen, stay in the game. Like, ain't gonna be no bunch of giggling and laughing. Like, when you hear laughing in a baseball dugout, there's something wrong. There should be no laughing. There should be you getting up for your team and stuff like that. But when you hear giggling and laughing, then something is not right. You got to take care of that situation. But yeah,
But Coach Vic, they're just having fun. They want to have fun out here,
Nah, ain't no laughing. Like if another team make an error, the ball get through their legs, and everybody goes, ah, they laughing.
Right.
Or a fly ball goes up and it hits off the right fielder's hand, and people start laughing. Like,
right.
That's not cool.
Nah. Them baseball guys is a mug, man. They come back and haunt you. They come get you. You're there laughing at somebody, man.
Yes.
So
yes, they do.
Stella says facts. Learn lessons. Practice hard and practice like it's a game. You should not have to coach during the game. You did it all at practice. All right. My boy Jared Wells over there. What up, Jared? What's up? Former teammate of Royals over there. Love this topic. Good development will lead to winning. Must develop competitiveness as well. And then we have my boy Jim says most parents have no idea how good a 12 or 13, 14, 15-year-old can be until they go to one of the top PG tournaments in the country and see for themselves. Yeah. You be the big dog around your area, but you see very quickly. There's some other big dogs out there, man.
Yes.
Eric says, as a parent, I moved my 12U to a different team only because that team wasn't put together with equal playing ability. Learning from losses was good, but if all you do is lose and don't develop, it can make kids lose interest for a while. Facts, all right? No, now on a more level talent team, winning 75% but developing.
That's good.
Talk about that if you could, because we talk about wins and losses, but when does it get to that level where the kid may be learning something, but they're losing all the time? Because Eric made a good point, because then now you get to that point where, because I talk and I laugh and talk about that team about playing 500 baseball in major and 800 ball in AAA. But, imagine winning 20% of your games, you know what I'm saying? And getting your brains beat in. Then you do have to worry about that, that factor of losing interest in the game. Is that true?
Yeah, that's true. And I told you at the beginning that I had two 12U teams. And so my other 12U team, while that team has a lot of talent, they mostly all of them played rec ball last year. That's another topic of conversation when it comes to rec ball mentality. People talk about rec ball mentality. So these kids have a lot of talent, but they are not travel ball kids, right? This is their first time playing travel baseball. So I wanted them to have the experience of playing in a perfect game tournament, but they did get their brains beat in, and it was not fun. And so that answers the question from the guy that was just talking the time before this. If you're losing all the time in the tournaments that you're playing in, then you're not playing at the right level. It may not just be that there's not a lot of talent on the team. It just means that they're not playing on the right level. All right. I don't want people, listen, we got to get out of this thing that my kid's on a AA team but his best friend is on a major team but they play together and they're similar in talent and things like that. Stop it. Okay. Just because your kid is a AA or AAA talent at 12 does not mean that he won't be able to compete on the highest level by the time he's 15. As long as he has somebody that's developing him now. But if you just stay on that same level, your skills aren't developing and your mental toughness is not developed. Wow. So a lot of people don't coach. How do you coach mental toughness? Well, you have to be able to, when you start competing at higher levels, and then you understand that it's more to playing baseball than just going out there at the field and I'm with my friends and we just having a good time. Now there becomes like I was talking about earlier, I'm tough enough right now. Like if I'm a shortstop, first and third, follow me, people. First and third situation. I'm a shortstop. Guy steals. I'm covering. I run to the bag. I'm about to catch the ball. I hear them saying 4 before I catch the ball. You got to be able to catch the freaking ball first before you can try to think about throwing that guy out that's going home. I got to finish this play. Too many times, D, it gets on my nerves. When a guy steals, like even in practice, if a kid steals the base and the ball's on the way to the catcher and he drops the ball, I'm like, how come? Like, you know how to catch. Like, why just because the runner's going, now you can't? How come you can't multitask right now? So that's what I'm talking about. That when I talk about that skill development, it is more than just playing catch. Like, you got to be able to process information knowing that I can complete this task, follow through with it while I know that something else is happening, but I can still finish this task right here before I can move on to that. And I'm able to move on to that and be successful in it. So that's a different kind of baseball right there that, you know, it's like coaches got to coach tempo. Kids got to be put in that kind of environment to know how to respond when things happen to them, right?
Right. Because I was just about to ask that. I'm glad you said that, because I was about to say, like, how do you, from a coach's standpoint, because, you know, he has to be put in that, that tempo, pressure type environment in practice so he can go and just let it happen in a game. From a development standpoint, there's some stuff that's going, questions coming in. I want to get to that, but I kind of wanted to hear your definition, Vic, of, because, I remember my boy B Webb in Chicago. He always like, what do you mean by development anyway, D? You know what I'm saying? What does that mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, he was just breaking down, like, I always hear this development shit. But what does it mean to develop? What does that mean? So I'd love to hear your take on, what is development of a kid to you? What does that look like for you?
So development for me is skill development. Taking a ground ball properly, right? If I throw with my right hand, if I'm on the infield and I throw and I'm right-handed thrower, I need to understand how to counter hop towards me, how to get around a baseball, how to work through towards my target. Like, knowing the whole purpose of that as an outfielder, knowing how to get a drop step and then judge a fly ball, knowing where it's going to land, getting behind it, understanding that I need to catch this ball coming through it with my glove side, with my glove shoulder forward, and why that is. Like, it's that's the kind of development I'm talking about. It's like, D, okay, so when we got to spring training and Barron, I think I might tell you this last time, Barron was like, Dad, they took us to home plate for base running, and we did base running for almost 2 hours. He was like, so they was coaching us like we ain't never done it before. I'm like, I already told you that. That's how they do it at the pro level. When you go to spring training, you're going to go to home plate. Y'all going to work on how to run through the bag and then how to bow out on a base hit, through an infield base hit. You're going to get the first base. Y'all going to learn how to get a proper lead, how to properly dive back into the bag, how to get secondary lead. Like, so this is all this stuff that we're talking about right now. That is development. When you coach kids on the little intricate details of the game, not just walking off the freaking bag when the pitcher's on the mound and just lollygagging out to a position when you're getting a lead, knowing how to get a lead, right? What is a measured lead? Like, knowing what's a walk-in lead. Like, if you take a kid over to third base, D, does he know how to go right, left, right, and that your foot's supposed to come down in foul territory, not fair territory? How to come back in fair territory just in case the catcher throws the ball down the line? That kind of stuff is development, and everybody don't get that. Like, I watch kids on bases. Like, I can tell if you've been coached, if you know how to get a secondary lead. And some people might be asking me right now, what is a secondary lead? Well, if your kid ain't getting taught what a secondary lead is, he ain't getting developed. And that's just that's basic, right? That's basic baseball.
But it's funny, you just go back. All right, go back. Like you said. So your son drafted 5th round in spring training, because I think sometimes, they think professional and they think like we're going to go right in there and just, you know what I'm saying, and just play some ball and hit like how they want us and all of that. But I talk about the mother all the time to come to tennis. So I'm like, why are we gonna keep talking about the legs every 5 minutes? We gotta keep. I said she gonna be a pro, and I said when she a pro, they gonna be telling her she need to use her legs. Well, I said that's why they have hitting coaches. That's why I said in the major leagues right now or professional rankings right now, they have coaches. And I said in spring training, they're gonna do the same little pitchers, gonna do the same PFP they've been doing since they were 7, 8 years old. They're gonna go right out there in spring training, do that shit every day for the first 2 to 3 weeks of spring training. Just the fundamentals being learned, hands down. But I'm glad you said that from your kid. About Barron, right?
All right, so for your listeners, I was at spring training today. On one field, they had about 15 pitchers. They had all the middle infielders on the infield, and they had the catchers. They had like 8 catchers lined up. All the pitchers were standing on the first base foul line. One catcher would come up, one pitcher would come out. One shortstop would get ready. He would break to the bag. The pitcher would turn around, throw the ball. Next catcher come up. Next pitcher come out. Next shortstop up. Same thing. And it goes through just like that. Just how simple that sounds, that's what they're doing in pro ball. That is skill development right there. And you have to practice. It don't matter if you're 25. It don't matter if you're 35. This is what you're going to do in spring training, because you have to work on these skills, because baseball is a reactionary game, so that when the time comes for you to do it, you react and do it. You don't have to think about it. The reason why you see a pitcher field a ball in a game, field a bunt, and then haul off and throw it in the first base bleachers is because he had too much time to think about it. You're supposed to just react to these things. Do what you can do in your sleep. I remember when I was playing, when I was still playing as an infielder, I surprised myself. It was during the middle of the season, but I was like, I think I could throw that ball over there without looking. I got to a place where I could field a ground ball at shortstop, I promise you, and not look, and throw the ball over the first base and do it accurately, like almost 10 out of 10 times. And the reason why that is because you do it all the time. Ain't just sometimes. Those guys you see on TV, they ain't taking ground balls just right before the game start. They do it every day, all the time. That's their job, and that's the skill development. You gotta do it so much. You gotta do it so much that you can do it without thinking about it, and you can do it with your eyes closed. When you can get it done like that, then you're getting skill development.
I love it, man. Cynthia says, I'm about to host a clinic for the two of you, because when I watch kids fall apart on these, I watch kids all the time fall apart on simple skills, simple drills. And it's funny, I took this saying, because it's in all sports, but I took the saying from, again, you got Barron and but I got Carrington with tennis, and he would do the same drills every day to start off. I mean, to me as a dad, I'm looking like, here we go, but he would it'd be the slow motion and all of that. He would do that all the time, and he was like, you know what, D? And he'd been coaching for a long time, man. He was like, he said, simple drills makes for exciting tennis. He says simple drills makes for exciting tennis. All right. And he said that, and I was like, damn, that shit stuck with me from a baseball standpoint. I was like, simple drills makes for exciting baseball. You know what I'm saying? If you just make this simple play routine and all of that, all right, because the game going to speed up, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be pressure situations, and if you make the routine play, you know what I'm saying? That's what I tell my boys all the time on the team, just give me the routine. If you make some extravagant shit, that's added bonus, you know what I'm saying? But if you make all 27 outs or 21 outs, you know what I'm saying? And you just make the routine plays, we gonna be all right.
Yeah.
All right. Let me get some of these questions coming in. My boy Mike Reed says international players don't play by birthday. Why do we? Yeah, that was a jab, huh? That was a jab, Vic. That was a jab. They don't do that no more, man. Stop hating, Mike. That ain't right. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. I can't comment on that.
Yeah, right. Garrett says, I feel playing at a higher caliber teaches so much just by seeing others do it and do it correctly. On the flip side, playing teams that are comparable to. On the flip side, I guess he's saying, I feel that playing higher caliber teaches so much just by seeing others do it and do it correctly. But on the flip side, playing teams that are comparable to, okay, yeah, then rather seeing teams that are like equal to you. You said, Garrett, what up, Woody? What's up? What up? Garrett also says, you bring up the confidence, keep it fun. Baseball is hard enough. No need to bring them down all year. All right. Let me see. And we'll get all these comments that was coming in, Vic. I agree, but I think winning is important, but not at the expense of development. As coaches, we should put our kids in an environment to develop, but learn to win.
Let me speak on that.
Yep.
I told you that in our first 3 tournaments we played at a level that I thought was more comparable to our team's talent. Well, when I say, I guess our team's confidence level. Let's put it like that. At our team's confidence level. But because our kids knew that they, have this high ceiling, like they know what they're capable of. Because, like I said, I'm not trying to take anything away from them. They are a talented group of kids, and if they all stay together, and if they all continue to get good coaching, and they all develop, and their confidence grows into their talent level, wow, we're going to be a really special team when they all start reaching puberty. All right, and you understand what I mean when I say reaching puberty, because we're not all there. We're not all as strong as we need to be, and so that holds kids back. And sometimes their brains want to do things that their bodies aren't capable of doing yet because they're in such a that 12, 13 year, 11, 12, 13 year old range. Your body is growing, and sometimes you're taller than you used to be, and so you don't know how to move around as well and things like that. But that when we lost that first tournament, and I didn't have to tell parents, we got a ring, but that's not what it was all about, right? I didn't let them come on the field and take pictures. Our kids were not happy that we got second place. We weren't taking a team picture for that second place trophy. We didn't win. Yes, we played in the championship game, but we didn't win. So I'm not getting ready to take no picture. We ain't putting it on the website that we got this second place. As a matter of fact, D, one of these days, I don't have a building yet, but one of these days when I have a building, we ain't putting no runner-up trophies on the freaking wall.
No, it irritates me too. Yeah,
we're not doing it. Oh, we got a plaque, bull. No, we ain't putting a silver ring up. You can do that on your own. I'm not doing that. But yes, kids need to learn how to win, and they need to know they need to be pissed off when they don't. Like, I want you to be upset. I want you to feel like, and I tell them after the game all the time, I'm like, man, listen, if you walk away from a game mad because you didn't do what you wanted to do, did you leave it all out on the field? Did you give all of your effort? Did you feel like you left your best out there? Because if you left your best out on the field, then you don't have to cry when you walk away from here. And I want to get away from crying too. But I want you to take that passion that you feel like you have and know that, did I give my best in this game, or could I have done something more? I don't ever want kids to walk away going home feeling like they didn't give it their all. So we're going to learn how to do that too.
All right. What he said, I preach to my son. Only difference between how hard you practice, how hard you play is a jersey. You can't practice soft and play hard. Facts. I like that, Woody. A big no. I hate parents comparing kids to compare. Yes. Let me see. Ball first. Let me see here. Marty says, Marty said, let me put D. Coach Vic is on point. I want my kid to play for him.
Okay.
I'll let him.
Okay.
So Dewana says, shout out to Dewana. She has a high level son. What are your thoughts about playing on a national team if your kid is ready? How do they continue to develop?
I'm gonna tell you this. So there's well, you know what? Okay, so I live in Atlanta, right? We play against a lot of there's a lot of talent, right? And when I say a lot of talent, I'm just gonna put East Cobb baseball out there, just because you can't hide it. Like I heard about when I was living in Ohio and I was coaching baseball kids that were from Ohio. They would talk about how they're going down the East Cobb to play against the Astros, right? So that program is like the mecca of travel baseball, hands down. Like I don't think anybody can compare with what East Cobb baseball has done, and because they have that kind of reputation, mostly all good players desire to play at East Cobb. And the reason why I say this is because I feel like I'm a very good coach, but I've lost players to the East Cobb Astros simply because the kid was like, Coach, I want to keep working with you, but I've always wanted to play for that team. So they would rather leave me as their coach. And this is a real shot to your pride, D. Like, damn, I thought I was good enough to where they wouldn't want to leave me to go, no matter how good they were, right? But I was like,
Right.
so that Astros thing means something like that. You know, anyway, that's not the only organization, but I'm just gonna put them out there. No, I don't work for East Cobb, and I want to beat the hell out of East Cobb. So I'm just saying that they have earned the right for people to say that they are an elite level travel baseball organization. But they have about 15 teams per each age group. Let me just put that out there too. So just because you go to an East Cobb tryout, don't mean your kid gonna be playing for the Astros, right? Okay, so let me just leave that there. Now, as far as your kid playing on a national team, let me just tell you this, and I'm talking about East Cobb Astros. So we played their 12U team in the fall, and them kids were impressive, man. Those were impressive 12-year-olds. Now, they probably had 2 kids from Ohio. They probably had 2-3 kids from Alabama. They had kids from all over the map, South Carolina, Florida. They got at 12 now, at 12. So they're probably representing about 5 or 6 different states on this 112U team, which makes them a national team, right? So when they come and play against little old outlaws, who my kids are all from right here in Atlanta, and we practice, with each other twice a week, and all of our families know each other, and I know them, and I'm doing lessons with them during the week and all kind of stuff, and it's all family and stuff like that. They come here and beat our ass just because they are the best kid from wherever they're from. They're the best 12-year-old kid from wherever they're from, and they have a collection of those on one team. Now, the Astros aren't the only team like that. So there's some other ones, right? There's some other good ones too. So when they play each other, then all that stuff is equalized. I remember watching when the last time I coached a 17U team, both teams rolled out their 17U kid, their 16U kid that threw 90 something. And guess what? Them kids probably walked about 17 batters in the game because all they were there to do is throw the ball as hard as they freaking can. All they cared about was what number they put on the Perfect Game website, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was 15, I threw 92, but you couldn't throw a freaking strike. But you the man though. Your PG ranking is up there because you threw 92, but you can't throw a freaking strike. So, but anyway, I get back to this. There's nothing wrong with playing on this national team as long as, see what that does, the development there is they're going to have about 30 kids listed on their roster. If your son is not performing, he going to sit. If the kid in front of him or behind him or the kid that plays his position is performing, is producing more, then that kid is going to play. And then, so it's just like, that's the what are you doing for me now type of situation. So if you're willing to go out and do that, I feel like if there was travel ball when I was that age, that I would have been able to do something like that. But I kind of, when I look back at my own development, I had the camaraderie of the kids who, that I came up with, and we played together all the time and stuff like that. And I'm not saying that that's the best way to go. I'm just saying, if you're going to play on a national team, just know that it's not this feel good. We know each other. That's not how it is. Somebody's coming in from all over the place. I mean, there's some there's some organization where there's kids that play on the team during the week, but then they fly in, they drive in this all-star catcher or something, or this third baseman or this pitcher on the weekend, and now your son is watching that kid play instead of being able to get on the field himself. So you just gotta know what you're dealing with. I put out a video a couple weeks ago about how, like parents, how you feel now that you chose to go play in that organization that wins all the time, but now your son don't even get to play because he looked real good at the tryout, but they're flying in some kind of stud that plays his position on the weekend. So how you feel now? Do you feel good do you feel good to be able to say, well, my son plays for Canes National, or my son plays for the team elite, whatever's, right? Or, how does it feel now? Like, is it still a good situation for you? Is winning now the only thing that you think is important? Or now is it that so now you see what when I'm talking about development, is like these skills that you want to have, the soft hands, or, the knowing how to do and when to do and why I need to do this stuff. That's the skill development. But that national team, it's fine for your kid to know that he can play on that level, but I don't think that it's necessary for him to get to where he's trying to go. You don't have to be on a national team to do that.
I would try to just pick up every now and then. I mean,
every now and again. Yeah.
Every now and then. You be the higher gun. You be the higher gun. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, because if I'm on the team, you know what I'm saying, then I can sit down. But if I'm the higher gun, then I'll be like, yo, because to me, and it sounds good and I get it, but holla at me when we play the big tournaments and all of that. All right, don't come to me no mediocre. I could go play with my boys over here and go get my reps in and get this work in. You know what I'm saying? So, but good question, Tawana. Let me see. Preach, coach. I got that. Let me see the big word I practice. Sergio. Okay. Let me see here. Brandon said facts. Ain't nobody smiling for second best. Facts. Larry says, I have an elite 12-year-old, 5'7", 125 pounds in 7th grade, playing with half 2026 and half 2027 kids. Going into 13U or possibly 14U in spring, should I challenge him with a team with primarily 2026 in his grade range? And of course, I'm looking for development first.
Larry, that's great. That's a topic of discussion that I'm doing with the parents, some of the parents on my 12U team right now. 12U is a 6th grade level program. If your kid is in 7th, if he's in 7th grade, but playing 12U, he's going to need to at some point jump a level. Now, I'm going to say from my own personal experience and what I've talked to about the parents in my program, those kids who are in the 7th grade, we're going to play 13U together also, but they're going to need to go from 13 to 15U. The reason why they're going to need to go from 13 to 15U is because at that point, they'll be going into 9th grade. At 9th grade, they need to be playing 60-90. What I mean, and you know what I mean, Larry, when I say 60-90. So I was thinking that I was trying to figure out when the jump should happen. I don't think the jump should happen from 12U to 14U, because the jump from 12U to 14U as far as distance is dramatic. So I think that playing a year of 13 and then going from 13 to 15 would be the jump. I would tell you also, Larry, that if you're looking for a more competitive situation for your son, I would, because of his size, I would try to get with a team that they can tell you that their 13U situation is going to play in some 60-90 tournaments, because there are 13-year-olds that are capable of playing at that distance. So, and when I coached 14, we played some 13s that were capable of doing that, and they were pretty good. So I would look into that. I would play him at 13U and then make the jump from 13 to 15 when that time comes.
All right. Eric says definitely make sure the kid stays ready and get solid reps on their own. Um, yeah, I think this is good advice for Dewana. This is Eric in Texas. Talking to Dewana, definitely just have to make sure your kid stays ready and gets solid reps on their own. If the national squad with no practice, which 9 times out of 10 they don't practice, and that's easier as they get older. Good advice, definitely. He also says, Vic, if you need a kid in Texas in the weekend, a big event, let us know. All right. Herman says, Coach, we play on a national team in the Houston area. We have players that are brought in, and we are sent to different parts of the country, but we like the pressure that if you don't perform, you sit. So my son's mindset needs to have that dog mentality to keep his spot and have fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just talking about this. I was just having this conversation last weekend where I was saying I like competitiveness amongst the team because I need for that shortstop who's not making plays right now to know that I will replace his ass, right? And so that, so you don't need to get a little too comfortable. I need for that kid on my field to know that I don't have to play you today. If you didn't come with your stuff today, you're sitting.
But Coach Vic, we paid our money. We have to play.
Nah. You didn't. No. Because we're gonna do our development in practice. When you show me that you can handle it in practice, I'm gonna put you in the game. And I'm gonna tell you one thing too, D. Our parents, the one that we got in this program, they appreciate the fact that I coach the kids hard, and that I don't show no favoritism, and that I'm gonna get after everybody, and that there's a certain level of expectation we have, and if you ain't getting it done, you're sitting down. Like I don't even want people in my organization that feel like no matter what, their son is gonna play every single inning of every single game. If he earns his way into coming close to that tier, because there's some tiers, there's some kids who we need to have on the team on the field win. But if them kids ain't getting it done, next guy up, I'm willing to. I'm so much a big fan of that is that I'm willing to say I'm willing to give up a run to prove a point. Like, hey, you ain't getting it done, son. I know that you are our best option right there, but your ass ain't here today. So go sit down over there.
I can't hear you, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay, you good. You good. You good.
am I back?
Yeah, you back. You back. Okay. Yeah.
People try to call me. I can't.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
anyhow,
That's all good.
anyway, I think I'll get my point across. I was about to go off, but I'm good.
All right. So we have Cynthia said telling the truth. I did not post not one hit from okay. Do you coach or host clinics for older guys in the summer? Cynthia says. And then Nadine says, Coach Vic, wow, don't have to bite your tongue. I love it. Continue to speak the truth. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you ain't gotta. They know how to. You the veteran of the show. You know how. You know what I'm saying? Sure. We politically correct to a certain level. You know what I mean? But shit, this still talk over here. You know? Sure.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
We need more coaches that run things that way. We don't even get that at our 6A high school level. I mean, this boy, we talking Vic Radcliff. We ain't talking 6A high school level coach over here. All right, you talking about the dude that been pro college. You know what I'm saying? He running his own program. We ain't talking no high school. You know what I'm saying? High school will be blessed to have a man like Vic. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Sure. So
Man,
yeah, that ain't even the same. But
I gotta. Before you go forward, I want to address one of the viewers a minute ago said that we do clinics for older age group. Hey, I'm big into that. I don't remember who said that, but I want her to hear
Cynthia.
that. Cynthia, I want to do that. Over Christmas break, we did a clinic for high school age kids, and the reason why I'm big into that, I've only done one now, but I want to do more because they don't have clinics for older kids. Like camps are being held for 5-year-olds up to 12, And then they forget about the 8th through 12th grade, right? Those kids need to play baseball too, or they need some skill development too. So I like having a camp situation or not even a full camp. It could just be a skills clinic, hitting, fielding, whatever it is, for kids that are high school age. So that works.
Listen. I'm behind the scenes. I'm putting something together, whatever. But we can do the older boy. Honestly, speaking of young kids, I was gonna do 14 and under. So we can set up something where we could bring in, and we can announce it right now. You know what I'm saying? I know you doing your thing over there, but we could do something in June, or July, and for a few days during the week, and get the high school kid, because I know, I was just talking about something like this because I was talking about it over here for the younger kids, but I know I talked to another group out there, a boy out there, D Brooks in Alabama, and we was talking about, like little, and I say little stuff, but base running, outfield play, like little stuff, you know what I'm saying, that needs to be, harp, people need to harp on, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to this. So we'll talk, and then we'll announce this shit and make it happen, man. What you think?
Yeah, include me on that. I'm down for that.
All right, but so you heard it here first, Cynthia. So, I'll get the outfielders.
Let's do it.
But let me see. We have So True, especially when college and scouts start looking at them in the summer. I'm thinking that's what you mean, Yamina. And then Eric says, I just meant having a coach in high school that puts the best on the field, not having Vic as a high school coach, but that'd be a bad percentage high, no doubt. And it's funny you say that, man. I'm glad you said that, Eric, because I talked about this earlier, and I want to know your thoughts, man, because again, you coached at every level too. And what you feel about this? Because I just had a conversation with Eric just said with a dad this morning, right? Because I keep hearing I got some kids that's in my program that can play. They're young, and this is maybe the third time that I hear this, and from I got some high level 14, 15-year-old kids. And what's your thoughts on it? Your honest thoughts on when a coach says, "Listen, I got a senior, I want to play him," and sits that young kid that's a stud. I don't necessarily think he's so much better, but he's a better player. What are your thoughts on that? Because like Eric says, you would think that, hey, you want to play your best 9.
Yep.
But you ran a program.
Yep.
High school, college, and obviously you run your shit now. But I'm talking about from that side then.
Yeah.
What's your honest thoughts on that when somebody says you're supposed to play your best 9, but you got a freshman that may be stuck in JV or sitting on the bench because he wants to play the senior?
Okay. So I've had some high-level 14-year-old kids or 15-year-old kids who are freshmen in high school, and they're capable of playing varsity baseball. However, I don't like when parents are caught up in the fact that they want the kid to be on varsity, especially if they're on varsity just as a reward to how good they are or how good their potential is. Because here's the thing, for me as a varsity baseball coach, the job is for the upperclassmen to lose. There is it's not even open competition. Like if I got a kid who's a junior or a senior who's been in the program already, and I'm gonna go for the shortstop position, it's his job to lose. If he goes out there and he gets the job done, that young stud ain't gonna play. So I need that young stud then to be on JV where he's gonna play all the time, because I'm not gonna sit my senior. So if they're equal, let's say that they're equal, I'm gonna play that kid that's been in our program and has been loyal to our program. And that's not a knock on a young kid. That just means, hey, I have a kid who can do what you do already, and he's paid his dues and he's here. And yes, he is, because a 17-year-old is a little bit different mentally than a 14-year-old, right? I can remember myself as a 14-year-old freshman playing on varsity and just having the whole, and starting, but dealing with the pressure of, I know that there are older kids on this team and I can't make mistakes because You know, I'm trying to help the coach justify why he playing this freshman. Even though I know I'm good, it still is a load of pressure on that young kid to be able to hold that down. I have a kid that I'm working with right now who's a freshman at a local high school, and he's dealing with that same pressure. And he is very talented, but he's still dealing with the and there's a senior catcher, but he's better than this kid, right? So he gets most of the reps, but like in big situations, I know that this coach really kind of plays favor to the senior in that situation. But you know, for me, it's the older guy's job to lose. And if he happens to lose his job to that freshman, then it's that freshman's job. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, when I see that the freshman is struggling or whatever, then I give that senior another opportunity to go out there and do it or find another position for him to play. The last time I coached high school baseball, we had two kids and going into their senior year, it was their turn, right, to play shortstop and second base. Well, they had the opportunity. We played in the preseason tournaments. They ain't getting it done. I had a sophomore. Get on out there. So the free. Okay, sophomore might play 2 games. I take him out. I give the senior another chance. Go out there making errors again. Sophomore, you got to get on out there in the game. And so finally, it's like, okay, I'm gonna move this kid to the. I need your leadership on the field. And that's what I was talking about. These 2 kids. I couldn't have them on the middle infield because they were making too many errors. We can't win because that's why you have good players up the middle. You got to make the routine plays, or we don't have a chance to win. So, but I need your leadership on the field. So you guys are now going to be the left fielder and the right fielder, and it worked out. Now I had to deal with some stuff with their parents. How could you? You know, you son of a all kinds of stuff, right? I had to deal with all this stuff. But what I'm looking out for is the best interest of the kid. I don't care about what your mama think. Your mama thinks you are the greatest in the world ever. But you're hurting our team in this position. But here's where you're going to help us best. So you still in the lineup. You're still on the field. But you just can't play that position that you always thought that you were going to play growing up, right? I do have somebody younger that can handle it. So anyway, I'm long-winded when it comes to that kind of stuff.
No, you go. I mean, that's what I wanted to hear. I wanted to hear this because it happens to me because I be thinking different views, man. To me, I'm that like, yo, you know, I guess because of who I was. I ain't run a program, so I ain't had to deal with parents, and you know what I'm saying? You did it. And that's why I wanted you to give me that honest answer. Because I had a feeling you was going to say what you was going to say. Because to me, I'm like, listen, this kid better. Get up on it. I promise, hey, thank you, man. But you know, and one of the dads today was like, yeah, but you lose, you know what I'm saying? You can lose certain, you know, parents and players in the future with that decision. And I was like, okay. I said, I guess, because, I think about my time. I'm like, yeah, you know, I ain't, you know, I'm trying to get on early and often and get me on the field. I ain't trying to play no damn JV over here, you know what I'm saying? And I'm nice, you know, and I see this dude over there looking like a clown out here and can't hit the damn ball. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, shoot. But I don't know, you know what I'm saying? That was just me. But listen, man, Vic, so let me we're gonna end this. I know you had to get back on this roll. We're gonna do this again. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We're gonna bring you back on, you know what I'm saying, and we're gonna discuss behind the scenes when we're gonna have this camp thing, because I got 2 messages just now. All right. And then from there, you know, hopefully leading up to the camp, we'll get you back on and hit another topic. All right. Just like we did today. And I'll keep bringing you on here and fan favorite and and get you on here talking and sharing your knowledge of all these years in this game, man. So, but before you go, like always, I want you to take us out in a message, but let me gotta say my little pleasantries and all of that. So, so parents, tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern, I will have Nick Strong on, who is the Wiley College in Texas pitching coach. He will be on, and the head coach will be on tomorrow. Now, I think I'll have a combination of both of them on tomorrow on Thursday at 4 p.m. So look forward to having Nick Strong, Wiley College over in Texas. One of the kids at my showcase just committed there. And then um, May 22nd, um, all my South Florida people, or if you want to come down to beautiful South Florida, Vic just coming from, well, he's on the other West Coast side of Florida, but we'll be on the East Coast, east side of, not in Pompano Beach. Never been there, but we're gonna be down there in May 22nd for the showcase. May 29th, we're doing Houston, Texas. I will have that link up for you guys. Vic and I just talked about it. I'm gonna be having a 14 and under camp, and me and Vic is gonna do an advanced level for the 15U and up kids. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do a camp. We're gonna announce it, as we go in there. So parents, if you want to fly in, come in. Obviously, even Atlanta area, but if you want to get some top-notch instruction, this is what the beauty of this is. We just, I mean, the man is a teacher anyway, so we're gonna do this together and make it happen. So we're gonna pick the date and set up everything on there. So if you are in the Atlanta area, during the summer, you want to come to the Atlanta area during the summer for a camp, high level camp, and who knows, I may be able to ask them some high college coaches or something to come through every now and then just to peek and see what we got going on, and we make this a little bit of an event. All right, I'm putting it out there. All right, so we can do that over the summer. I don't want to put no pressure on myself, but who knows? But we're gonna make that happen. So May 22nd, Pompano Beach. May 29th, Houston, Texas. June 2nd, we're coming back out to Little Rock to run to finish the showcase that I was not able to do. All right. Tomorrow, Nick Strong, Wiley coach in Texas is coming on. All right. So, Vic, if you could, man, take us out with that message, man, and we can end this, man. So you get back on it. Well, you already on the road, man, but you can get home to wifey.
All right. Can you hear me without any pauses now?
Yeah, you ain't pausing. You good, family.
Okay, so what you want me to tell them? Because I don't want to go. Where
go whatever's on your brain. We'll go with whatever. When I say take us out with a message, you can talk about, whatever. You know what I mean? This is your time to just end it on a good note, man. Whatever you want to talk about, man. You ain't gotta be on topic. It could be about anything.
So this is just what I'm on right now. And I gotta relate this to parenting because I've been a parent coach for a long time. And, today I just told you guys that I was just down in Florida watching my son play. Yes, my son is 22 years old, but I'm still parenting that fool just as hard now as I was when he was 5, 10, 15 years old, right? I'm parenting just as hard right now of a guy who's a professional baseball player. BD, don't you know that we were 22 years old once upon a time, and we thought we were the man, and I ain't got to listen to what my mama say, and I'm making my own decision, and I'm doing
making my own money. Yeah, I got my own money.
I got my own insurance. I got my own money. You know what I'm saying? I got my own crib. Like, So I was telling Barron last night, I said, man, when I was 22 years old, I don't even know if I should tell your crowd this, but it's okay because man, listen, the Lord has given me a lot of different experiences. When I was 22 years old, I had 2 children.
That's right. You're right, because Barron was born at 22, right? And you already had Brianna, right?
Yeah. Dang. I had 2 children. Anyway, let me pull it. Hold on.
And I know you probably looking at Barron like he wouldn't know what to do with 2 damn kids, right?
Oh my God, this dude, he wouldn't know how to handle 2 puppies. He wouldn't know how to handle 2 birds.
Don't talk about my boy like that. You know what I'm saying?
But it's okay. I just realized that how much of a kid you are, still at that age. Like, you're not grown yet. You in your own environment, you're a grown man, but you're not grown, right? And so, he had his car stolen last Sunday.
What?
And yeah, that's why I'm down here. I went down here just to check on him, right? I didn't plan on coming. Now, again, I don't need many reasons. I don't need many excuses to come check on him and watch him anyway. Like when he was playing at Georgia Tech, either I would make a solo mission trip by myself, or me and my wife would have to go check on him and just pop up on him and stuff like that. So, the little 7.5-hour trip down to Clearwater is not a big deal, and it's not
Right.
outside of my character, right? So
Right.
when someone stole his car, that was a violation to us, while at the same time, we're not tripping over it being a car that's gone. I just want to make sure his head is in the right place, because he's supposed to be down there earning a job, not worrying about his car. And it's a shame that that somebody thought that they, should be bold enough to go and steal his car. But I just want to make sure that his head was on straight and that he sees the big picture here. And the big picture is, we're not worried about stuff. Really, your life, you got your whole life ahead of you. You can get another car. That's why we have insurance, right? But at the end of the day, his safety is important to us. Your son's safety, your daughter's, their safety is important. As parents, I don't want you to be helicopter parents where you feel like you got to soften the nest for them. Don't make the nest comfortable for them, because you want them to get out. That's our, one thing that we want to do as parents is for them to get out one day. And I know I'm using that word kind of, those words kind of harshly, but at the end of the day, that's what it is. It's our job to prepare them for this world and for life that is going to happen to them. Life is going to happen to our children. Life happens to us. And it's up to us to teach them how to respond correctly. So if I'm going out on anything today, what I want to talk about, or what I want to end with, is we're just going to make sure that we keep everything in perspective. Yes, we want our kids to play at the highest possible level of baseball or sports that they possibly can. So let's just take baseball. Let's just leave that as a blank. We want our kids to have the highest level of success in life as they can. And it's our job to point them in that direction and to give them the tools that they need in order to give them a chance for that to happen. So that's why I'm down here in Florida right now, is to make sure my son's head is in the right place, to help him keep everything in perspective, understand that, hey, your mom and I love you. And we care that you're still around. I don't give a shit about your car. You're playing professional baseball. Like, if you follow my story on Instagram, you'll see that I'm looking out. You know how it is, D. When you're at spring training and you just out shagging balls, and y'all just out in the outfield like this right here, watching balls go by, the birds are chirping, and you just shooting the breeze. And like, we're getting paid to do this, right? Man, do you understand how lucky you are, how blessed you are to just be standing around here like?
Yeah, you gonna get that? Nah, you gonna
get. You know exactly what I'm talking about. That's right. Cool, man. That's good. But that's it. That's all I got, man. I appreciate you having me on. As a matter of fact, man, if D, every time you want to have, like, anytime you want me to come on and shoot the breeze, because I just like talking to you. And if we're talking about conversation that's going to help people with their journey with their kid in this baseball thing, then I'm glad to be a part of it anytime.
Listen, man. Well, we're gonna have you on, man. We're gonna make this a bi-weekly thing, man. Every couple of weeks, we're gonna chop it up, bring you on here. Fan favorite, talk real-ish, life lessons. You know what I'm saying? I listen to you, shit. You know what I'm saying? Behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying? Because Lord knows, at 22, you know what I'm saying? I was a knucklehead like Barron. You know what I'm saying? You over there, with Brianna and Barron on the way. You know what I'm saying? At 21, when we was playing together, Lord have mercy. But man, always been a wealth of knowledge, and obviously these listeners know. That's why they love having you on there for all the wealth of knowledge that you bring on here. K Moore says, "Amen, truth, my brother." What up, K Moore?
What up, bro?
Yeah. So tomorrow, parents, again, 4 p.m. Eastern. All right. My boy Vic will be on in the next couple of weeks, man. We're gonna hit up another. We're gonna hit up another hot topic when it comes to the youth baseball space. When we keep this shit raw, you know what I'm saying? Talk real-ish, and hopefully you guys learn something like I do. You know what I'm saying? Every time, great questions from the crowd today. And it's always this is why this is one of the dopest platforms, man. So share this, tag this, let people know. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, if they want some real-ish, this is where it's at. Vic, love you, my brother. I know you're driving out there, man. I'll be in contact with you, man, and be safe getting in Atlanta. All right. So.
All right, man. Y'all be good.
All right, Yamina, thank you, Clay. I'll be on 4 p.m. Eastern. Love you guys. Peace and love, all right? Great show today. Peace and love. See you guys 4 p.m. tomorrow with Nick Strong tomorrow. Wiley coach, all right, and head coach of Wiley College in Texas. Peace and love, y'all. Join us tomorrow.